be able to start the stream early, actually.
Oh.
Here we go. For the
For
first
a moment,
time.
I heard. For a moment, when you said George Orwell, I thought my brain thought instead of George Orwell, it was George Orwell, like some kind of weird fucked up version of Jar Jar Binks.
George Orwell. I'm just imagining. I remember someone said said they were too lazy to type his full name, and they just said it as Gorgewell. I'm just imagining someone gorging out a well, and that's the gorge well.
And now I'm thinking of how one time I have a friend of my brother's apparent. Or I guess sisters now, still getting used to that. Anyway, a friend of my sister's once accidentally called the Great Gatsby Big Gatsby.
Big Gatsby. The Big Gatsby.
Yeah, no, that's just kind of a running gag.
the whole isn't the whole story about like this guy who tries to impress a woman, but like the woman is into some other guy.
I don't know. I've never actually.
Now I'm just
it.
imagining like the other guy who the woman is into is just like this big Giga Chad, and Gatsby is the crying Wojak. The Big Gatsby, indeed. Well, I guess in that case it would be Small Gatsby.
Yeah. No.
Jay Gatsby portrays
Gatsby
himself as the Chad
Gatsby
to try and
the person. Wait, no. Gatsby is the Great Gatsby, and the person his girlfriend is and the person the woman is dating is the Big Gatsby.
Oh, now I'm imagining Jay Gatsby, like the character, just fucking portraying himself as a Chad, and the other man as a Soy Jack in order to get the woman to date him. That's just the ending of the book. Okay, wow. Anyway, you guys might not know. You guys probably don't understand why we started the stream talking about George Orwell. We were in VC already. The context is never.
Oh, are we streaming already?
Yeah, we are. That entire conversation was caught on stream.
Oh, God. Even the part where I said my entire IP address in full.
Yes, Loboto. It's too late. It's Jover.
No!
It's all ogre now. Alright. Anyway, we're gonna be reading, well, if my voice sounds, kinda crappy today, it's because I came down with a sudden illness. I actually had to be rushed out.
Man.
I mean, maybe my voice is just normally dead like this, but I'm just saying, if it sounds off to anyone else, that's why. I'm fucking sick. I actually had to be removed from my school. Well, I guess I shouldn't say be removed. That sounds very ominous. I left the school of my own accord. But I left the school because I was feeling sick. And I came back home, and I've been preparing for the stream ever since. It's not even going to be the only stream I do today. So, of course, what's the best thing for my voice while I'm sick? Doing 2 live streams in one day where I'm constantly talking. I'm sure that it'll be fine. Nothing bad is gonna happen.
It'll be fine!
Exactly. Well, anyway, Loboto decided he was gonna show me this hospital that might be able to treat my illness. So maybe by the time of the second live stream, which you'll see what it is in due time, we're gonna be okay. And I won't have to worry about my voice killing itself or whatever, just fucking exploding on the spot with the stock Deltarune explosion effect.
Yes, I'm sure that this hospital that exists on the other side of the fourth wall will be able to do plenty for you.
Exactly. I mean, there's a hospital right next to my school. I said too much. Someone's gonna fucking look it up and try and dox me. But yeah, there is a hospital right next to my school.
Freaking that insert that one meme of that image of the smoking caterpillar with just listing your full IP address and coordinates.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This pic goes hard. But yeah, I do have a hospital right next to my school. It has served our family well. When my gran was being treated for cancer, that's exactly where. But I've decided instead of going to that hospital, foolishly, I'm gonna go to this hospital that Loboto has recommended to me. Why? Because I'm sure it's objectively the worst choice, but it is also objectively the best content. And I have to put my content first, everybody.
Yeah, anyway, abstractions aside, we're just gonna be reading a webcomic.
Yep. I mean, I've actually read the first part of it, but I'll just pretend that I haven't for the sake of being entertaining. Or sorry, nah, maybe I won't, but most of this first chapter I haven't read. So, as you can see, I'm relating to this character here. Her name is Fern. You were ready to try anything. It's true. I was ready to try anything to get rid of this illness, too.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen?
Oh, yeah, I kind of forgot about that, sorry. My bad. Jandrix... Wouldn't it be bad if someone from your school sees you active while being sick? No.
Why would that be bad?
Why would that do anything? What the fuck are they gonna do? Are they gonna be like, you're not allowed to stream while you're sick?
Sick police?
Yeah. Jandrix, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Do you think the school is gonna see me doing a live stream and be like, well, he's doing a live stream, so there's no way he was actually sick. No way. That's not how it's gonna work. Also, do you think the school admins are just watching my YouTube channel? I mean, I know that some of my teachers actually probably have checked it out. I actually played some of my videos in grade 9 fitness class. It's true.
A fitness class?
Well, we have health periods every Wednesday for fitness. I need to stop revealing information. Someone is going to fucking reverse engineer a way to track me down out of the out of the small tidbits of info I'm giving. I mean, I'm not going to be at that school for very long. I'm 1 month away from graduating, so at this point, maybe I should just fucking say it. You have 1 month to assassinate me.
Just try and do it, fuckers.
Exactly. I'm not actually going to dox my school. Anyway, this webcomic is named Awful Hospital. Seriously, the worst ever. And it is about an awful hospital. Seriously, the worst ever. You're still not
screen sharing, by the way.
I forgot about that. I was too busy being funny. Sorry. It's a tough
life. He forgored twice. The forgore combo.
It's a tough life being so funny, Loboto. You wouldn't get it.
You dare call me unfunny?
Oh, that's right, yeah. You're actually probably funnier than me. You were ready to try anything, but he kept getting worse. Much worse. Or was that just a nightmare? I feel called out right now. I feel like I'm getting worse. You woke up, after all. At least, you think you did. Awful hospital. Seriously, the worst ever.
I don't know why the stream's frozen for me.
Okay, just leave and rejoin. That worked the last time. On this cover, we can see Fern, who is inexplicably quite green now. And also, totally not a ripoff of Way Better Things. I have no idea what he's talking about. I've never seen a premise quite like this before.
That's just because the author is insecure.
That's probably true. Dr. Thage,
he did
at least I think that's Dr. Thage.
Inspiration from other things, but not on the level of being a ripoff.
I don't think there's any piece of art that hasn't taken inspiration from other things anyway. And then this big guy with the syringe. I don't think the syringes are supposed to have needles that bend this much.
Maybe not in a normal hospital, but this is an awful hospital.
Seriously, the worst ever. And we're officially sponsored by BogLeech.com. BogLeech, if you're watching this, you are very cool. And, I don't know, feel free to shout me out or something. I'm just gonna shameless plug. But also feel free not to do that. Okay, so we have Fern, we have Willis, the baby. I actually don't know this guy's name.
See Willis for a while.
I'm well aware of that. Actually, no, I wasn't. You just told me that now, and that's the first time I realized it.
Yeah, he's shown on that cover page, but it's a while before he's actually properly introduced.
Sponsored by ImmunoChoose, organic non-GMO vaccine alternative. 100% real human invention. Maybe recommended by a doctor. I love this gag. I actually remember laughing when I saw it the first time. It was this part in particular that got me. Maybe recommended by a doctor.
Yeah, it's made so much funnier by the fact that the maybe is on the side of the box.
Yeah, and I think a lazier comedy writer would put not recommended by a doctor, as that's kind of the obvious joke, but maybe recommended by a doctor somehow makes it way funnier, because now you're just fucking confused and your mind is racing. Yeah, okay, start. Oh, by the way, you can dub Fade and like the other doctor characters if you want.
I will dub whatever characters I see fit, which
Sure.
may end up meaning all of them.
I can just read the narration text at this point. There's more of that than there is of dialogue, probably.
Depends on the page.
You have awoken in what resembles a hospital examination room. It smells like a mixture of birthday cake and sewage. Beyond the curtain, a strange metallic tapping sound is growing steadily louder. You can't remember how you got here, but you remember your son. You don't know where he is. This part's not very relatable.
Hook.
There's the plot hook. Everyone loves a good child endangerment.
Oh, buddy, you have no idea.
I can't wait. I'm sure that it's going to be way more insane than whatever I've already seen. Is it too late to suggest an action yet? I'm pretty sure this page was made like 6 years ago.
Yeah, nowadays that's mostly just there to let you know of the existence of the comments, because it can be fun to just look at what people commented years ago.
I actually
they can
wonder.
be pretty funny sometimes. Oh, but you gotta sort by best. You should probably sort by best or oldest to see.
First.
Oh, I think
what happened to the old comments?
Yeah, this comment got nuked because.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there was like an update to the website that hosts the awful hospital comments that caused all the comment sections to kind of just get erased, and like it was mostly fixed, but there are still a few that are like this.
Oh, that sucks. I did notice like older comments from different pages. It's tragic. Yeah. So anyway, can't personally relate to Fern's situation because I don't have a fun. I don't have a son.
There's only one, for future reference, there's really only like one moment where you really need to see the comments to get the full experience, and I'll let you know when that is.
Okay, something clown painting. It's as if more than 100 different voices are chattering away in your brain as you gaze around the room, but one intrusive thought pattern drowns out all reason. That painting! That terrible painting of a clown! It is as if some artist only hastily scribbled on it as some sort of placeholder or in-joke, and was ultimately too tired to do anything more interesting in its place. It is awful, and you need it. Why do you need it? You want to hold it. Why can't you get it out of your head? Talk to the clown painting. What? Lick clown painting. Why would... Clown painting. There are more important clown painting. Your head, it's in your head. It's going to eat the back of your eyeball. Come on, turn that clown upside down. It's screaming. Did that coughing fit add to the line read? Because I actually just killed my voice doing that. I hope it was worth it.
It did kind of
fit. Wait a minute. What were you doing? Something about a clown painting? What clown painting? This is an enlarged framed photograph of a bedbug? No, that's definitely a crab. Not the edible kind. Well, probably technically edible, just not the kind anybody would look at and immediately want to steam with a can of beer. This is the right way to prepare a crab. Never boil them. It gets all rubbery and fishy and just awful. Awful. I almost said awesome. I mean, this train of thought kind of lost me here. That's a lot of info. Okay, you're gonna need to put this neatly back on the wall, and I'm noticing that something... Is this where Fade shows up? Yeah, it is. Okay.
You're awake. Please refrain from reorganizing our emotionally sensitive decor.
What? Is it gonna... Am I gonna hurt its feelings?
Yes. Already its emotions have been hurt so much that it transformed from a clown into a crab.
Wait, that's actually what happened? I thought that Fern was just hallucinating.
I'm just joking around. I have
That
no
would be
idea
so
what.
funny. That would
I
actually be so
literally
funny
have
if it
no
was.
fucking idea what was going on with the clown painting, to be honest.
I'll reorganize your face if you don't tell me where my son is. You're too confused, nauseous, and agitated to care what you've got tripping out on the moment. What they've got you tripping out on at the moment. Which probably explains both your surroundings and your sudden surge of anger. You can't think of any reason they would separate you from your child.
Oh, of course, forgive my rudeness. I'm Dr. H.M. Phage, T.E., chief physician, radiologist, surgeon, pathologist, pathogen, immunologist, urologist, gynecologist, reverse gynecologist, taxidermist, dentist, forensic entomologist, necrobiological reconstructionist, herbalist, fashionist, and twin core Huskins of sector license in all chromatic, material, and hypothetical perception zones. I can assure you, sir, your dog is in excellent hands.
I wonder what the fuck a reverse gynecologist is. A gynecologist is someone who, like, investigates the gut, right?
It's...
Oh, no, that's gastro...
It's a bit grosser than that.
I don't want to ask further questions, because I kind of have an idea of what it is, but I don't want to say it.
Yeah, all I'll say is that it involves private parts.
Oh, is it someone who... It's someone who investigates the intestines, isn't it?
It's like, I think... Whatever, just... Honestly, honestly, I don't remember exactly what it was myself, but just continue, I guess.
I don't want to continue this conversation. I just don't know what the fuck a reverse gynecologist is. If gynecologist is what I think it is, then a reverse gynecologist would be a true menace to society.
Yeah, I mean, I think any kind of reverse doctor would be a menace to society.
Just imagining a reverse doctor fucking, like, siphons a vaccine out of you. He just steals your vaccine.
Yeah, fuck you, unvaxes your Nate.
True. True. I can assure you, sir. Oh, wait, I already read that. My bad. Ask again where your son is. She just fucking destroys the painting.
Oh dear, you'd better calm down there, Gramps. We don't want you blowing your book lungs all over your freshly mucused gown, do we? Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back with our head transfusionator. We'll have those hearts pumping healthy yellow bile again in no time.
The delusion, calling itself Dr. Phage, hastily scuttles back out of the room before you can respond again, let alone get your hands around its neck-like region. You hear the clattering of its legs fading down the hall beyond the curtain. I'm totally imagining that the narrator of this situation is just watching from, like, beyond the fourth wall, being like, yeah, you go, girl, fucking beat up those doctors, and then just, like, waves a foam finger in the air while Fern crashes the painting.
Well, I believe the narrator actually kind of is basically Fern.
I know, but it's just a mental image I had in my head. I'm kind of
That is very much what the commenters are doing, though.
I'm totally imagining the narrator from Stanley Parable in this situation. But anyway.
Yeah, by the way, this isn't, I guess this isn't really much of a spoiler. The commenters do exist kind of in-universe as voices that manifest in the back of Fern's head, so.
That's actually fucking raw. That's actually really cool.
Yeah,
I actually like when the commenters are, like, directly implemented into a story.
Yeah.
This is a silly example, but, like, in the Dream SMP, Technoblade kind of did that when he was still, you know, alive. He basically did it so that his stream chat was canonically voices in his head, trying to provoke him to violence. He was trying to live, like, a peaceful life, but his viewers kept being like, no, blow up that country, do it now, it's better content, and then he kind of canonized that as, like, voices in the back of his head, prompting him to violence. And it was amazing. I miss that guy. You're not sure why this question is stuck in your head. You appear...
The question being, why are you green?
Yeah. Why are you green? I was so tempted to speech bubble that with Anne because of that one joke in Amphibia. I distinctly remember her saying that to Hot Pop in that mall episode.
Yeah, I remember that.
You're not. I love how I have such terrible memory when it comes to remembering stuff for like tests and exams at school, but I can perfectly remember a random quote from Amphibia.
Oh yeah, I am the
fucking
same
hate
way.
that.
I can hardly remember the formula I learned in math class like a month ago, but I can remember exactly how Bill Cipher drinks wine in one scene of Weird
Exactly.
Mageddon 2.
Doesn't he drinks it out of his eyeball, right? Like he closes his eyelid around the glass.
Like he uses his eyelids as lips.
That's so fucking raw. Oh my god, I remember that too. We're one and the same. Actually, I should quickly test to make sure that my mic isn't stupid. Hold on. Drinks it out of his eyeball, right? Like, nope, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
The quality's actually pretty good.
So back to the comic.
You're not sure why this question is stuck in your head. You appear perfectly normal, though nothing feels quite right. You feel detached from your body, and nothing seems real. Alarmingly, you have been stripped of everything, even your shoes and socks, and are wearing only a cheaply made hospital gown in dire need of washing. Or burning. Well, I don't think you should burn it if it's the only thing you have.
No, don't press those. That's the latest page button.
Oh yeah, I remember this. I actually couldn't get out of this without going to the archive. I couldn't surpass it, or something like that.
You know that there is a first page button.
Oh, did I go to last page? Is that what this was?
Maybe.
Oh my fucking god, the last time I accidentally did that, and I read, like, several different pages. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Hold on. Let me go to archive and get to the right spot. Okay, examine room. With that popsicle guy gone, you can really take in your surroundings, which proves to be a terrible idea. Everywhere you look, the exam room is distressingly filthy. There are even things moving around, translucent and indistinct. Bugs, not quite bugs. You know what these look like, but that's impossible, isn't it? I feel like this must be a really bad hospital, considering how many germs are just casually in the exam room.
Yes, it is truly a terrible medical facility. I definitely would not recommend.
I mean, they call it the awful hospital. Seriously, the worst ever, for a reason. Yeah, okay. Take anything useful and something sharp. You can't take... Oh, my bad. You can't shake the feeling that you may need to physically defend yourself. If you're not really in a cartoon hospital with a weird monster crawling around, you could still be in some back alley chop shop. You take a nice, jagged shard of the wooden picture frame, and don a clean enough pair of rubber gloves from the bottom of the box. They fit so well you can barely see them. You don't think you have time to search cabinets or drawers. You should probably get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of there. I love how the commenters just fucking went along with that so perfectly. On the other side of the curtain is a hallway lined with several other examination rooms, all of them lit, but the one directly across from yours. To your left is an ominous metal door. Down the hall to your right, you can faintly hear activity you probably want to avoid for now. I just realized... Oh, Loboto, I just realized. I'm pretty sure on Discus, I'm auto-logged onto my Facebook account, so my name is Noah, and my profile picture is this random pig with a guitar, because that's my Facebook profile picture. A website that I barely use. Because my parents asked me to get one. It's like the only website they use besides Instagram, which I also don't use.
That makes sense. Personally, I prefer to just talk to my parents in person.
I do that whenever I can. I mean, it's easier than going onto Facebook. You can faintly hear activity you probably want to avoid.
Remember, it's the syringe that goes to the next page. The double arrow goes to the most recent page.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good thing you clarified that. Alright. Duck into the darkened room. You enter the dark exam room just in time. You can already hear Phage's tap-tapping coming back down the hall, and someone or something else.
Creepy room.
This room is extremely dirty and unkempt, even compared to your own. On the bed is an alarmingly shaped red-brown stain. Little things scuttle into hiding as you look around, so you're going to assume they are probably mostly harmless. 159 comments, okay. The oldest comment says, use the remote control to turn on the TV. Oh, this is way older than I thought. I thought it was like 6 years old, but it's 9. Jesus, fuck, this has been going on for a long time. That would make this, what, 2014 as the start date?
Yeah, I guess. Jesus Christ, 2014 was 9 years ago.
Oh my god, yeah. Loboto, 2020 was 7 years ago. Do you feel old yet?
Gosh!
Soon enough, it'll be 2007, Year of the Gamer. This room is extremely dirty, and I actually already said this, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Hide under the bed and listen.
Oh, steak beans! It evaporated already! What? Of course they do.
I'm gonna start eating my veggie fries.
Oh, fine, you can look, but don't expect to find much more than smelly residue and a half-eaten wallet like the last one. You mean the cat? It was a cat, wasn't it? Ah, well, whatever. It's probably stable for now. Just power up the old existalizer when you get the chance, in case the damn thing starts leaking onto anything important.
I love how the Jonathan Crisis on Existalizer was just renamed to the Non-Existalizer to distinguish it enough.
Yeah.
That's just awesome. Well, I mean, now we don't even have it, but that was funny.
I think I'll let you read this guy's lines. Then, for the record, it's a country. Do with like a southern.
Oh, country accent. Okay, I could try doing my Benoit Blanc impression, but it would be like kind of like a Louisiana French, French Southerner accent, kind of.
I go for like a Southern American accent.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, Louisiana is in Southern America. It's just kind of a more specific thing. All right, let me try my
by
best.
By America, I mean USA. Just to be
Land
clear.
sakes, son. Yeah, literally just missed her. Little lady moves like an oiled-up slorvum on Riptrin's Eve. You better hurry. Purty thing could be chewing on the tubes already. That was not my Benoit Blanc voice. That was just a generic country accent.
That's fine. And here we see the first of many great examples of just how expressive Fern is.
True. Yeah. Express gratitude. Engage conversation. You kind of can't believe this is your life right now, but you thank the patch of dried blood for lying to a giant syringe while you hid under a bed. Sorry for accidentally hiding this layer back there. It didn't really mean anything. I love how the G is just cut off. It seems like whoever wrote this, I'm assuming Bogleach, trying to communicate to his audience, just fucking died in the middle of typing.
I think this is I believe that's the only time that Bogleach ever does anything resembling acknowledging himself in story.
That's funny. Okay. You deluge the bloodstain with questions for a while before you realize it is neither moving nor speaking anymore. Everything is dead silent. The two quote-unquote doctors seem to have long receded back down the hall, and maybe it's safe to do some more searching. I find it hard to believe that Phage or any of the doctors here have legitimate medical licenses. I imagine they're in the same situation as Medic from TF2. They just kind of operate illegally.
Actually, probably do have medical license, but I mean, but I can't really say the specifics. Gets into
maybe in the
territory.
standard. Maybe like in the context of this world, they have medical licenses, but I don't think the FDA exists in this world at all. So I imagine that doctors can get away with whatever. All right.
Yeah, you
quietly leave the cupcake. You don't want to disturb your quote-unquote friend any further, if it is in fact capable of being more disturbed by you than the reverse, but you are stricken with an odd thought before leaving. Oh, it absorbs the cupcake. I remember that. This was actually so really sweet, now. No pun intended. It's so happy. True.
Yeah.
Back in the hall, you take a moment to reflect on what you've been through so far. You know what I thought of when I first saw the bloodstain suddenly waking up and just like talking? I was I was thinking of all of those, like, RRS gags where, like, A would have a random object turn sentient for the sake of a laugh.
Oh yeah, that is very common in Awful Hospital, because just in this setting, everything everything is probably alive in some way, even if you don't notice it.
The doors are all canonically alive, they just haven't had any lines of dialogue yet. Maybe they have. I don't know.
There is actually a talking door not much later, although it's not one of these.
Okay, back in the hall, you take a moment to reflect on what you've been through so far. You woke up mere moments ago in a strange place, full of strange things. Some of them want to hurt you, but they don't even sound like they're aware of it. Other things apparently are on your side. It feels too real to be a delusion, but it doesn't feel like the right kind of real. You can worry about what planet you're on later, though. Some of the things here may or may not have taken your child from you, and are going to do what the hell, or who the hell knows what in the name of some crackpot mockery of medicine. Investigate the metal door. Flecked with rust. It's the immovable steel door, has some sort of security lock on it. You can see only blackness through the bars, and the faint sounds you can hear remind you more of a sawmill or assembly line than the hospital ward. Buzzing, grinding, clanking, and wet splatters echo deep in the darkness. The hastily painted insignia appears to represent an embryo. You don't feel well. On a hunch, you try a number of combinations. What that little thing call itself? It can't be that obvious, but he did seem a little wacky. HM Phage T. Nothing. Dr. Fagetti. I read that like I would read the word machete.
HM Phage T.
I totally read that like I would read the word machete. Dr. Fagetti.
Yeah, I heard.
DCTR Phage. No. DRHM Phage. Zip. You probably have no hope of guessing. It could be anything, even random letters, but someone or something else here has to know it. For now, you're gonna check the other exam rooms. If they put you in one, couldn't they have put your son in one too?
Now you freaking did it again! Idiot!
No!
Fool!
Wait a minute, did I already... Oh, okay. Is this too far ahead?
No, it's not. That is the next thing.
Okay, yeah, okay. Try the room for the green trail. Follow the slime trail. Your son was oozing. Maybe he... do you want to do this
hello,
one?
Dale. Are you here about my... Hang on. Are you here about my kidney stones? You're getting very unpleasant.
It's funny because I have a runny nose. I could totally just do this myself, and I wouldn't even be faking. But you do a better job at the voice. Engage conversation. The room drips with sickly smelling mucus, but the thing on the bed seems reasonably harmless, and possibly even talkative. Countless questions are chattering away in your mind. I'm just another patient, I think. Do you even have kidneys?
It's what?
Never mind. So, nose. I'm looking for a little bee. A thing like me, but small. I know
like you?
I know that it's supposed to say boy, and she trails off. But
or possibly baby.
I know, but I totally imagined her saying bitch. That is 100% the first thing that came to my mind. And I thought he was talking about, like, phage or something.
Fern would never swear, trust me.
I'm sorry, that's just the first thing that came to my mind.
Like you? No. I seen things like poets of you around.
I see. Can you tell me about the staff here?
Oh, they're wonderful. If you go back in your room, I'm sure the nurse will get around to you someday. Maybe she can even fix how gross your face looks.
Wow. That's insulting. I'll keep that in mind. Is that... I like how the in is just left out here by accident. It's like... Yeah. Fern is like, I'll keep that in mind. Steals Runny Nose's brain.
I mean, if he even has a brain, he's a freaking nose.
That's true. But he does have to have some sort of intelligence center in order to talk. Is that your medicine on the counter? Is this what you need? Is that what you need?
Well, that's gas pills. They got left here by accident. You can have them if you can find me Thing for all these awful kidney stones. They're everywhere. Every time I turn around, there's another one laughing at me. I can't get any goddamn sleep with that racket.
Are the kidney stones sentient creatures themselves?
Yes.
Okay, so what can you tell me about this place?
Oh, sorry for my outburst. This is the hospital, of course.
Yeah, but like, which hospital?
There's 2 hospitals?
No, forget it, but where is this? I mean, the hospital located. Where would I be if I went outside right now?
Outside?
Name a place that isn't the hospital.
A place that's what? It's what? A place that's what? What?
The genuine shock in your voice while playing that character. Sorry, can you tell me about...
A place that's what?
I kind of interrupted you. What were you saying before I read out that line?
I said I take theater, so I'm good at acting.
True. Disengage! Disengage! Unfortunately, nothing you say elicits any new response from the small, slimy creature, and its incredulous shouting of, "What?" over and over may arouse suspicion from hospital staff. You hastily slip back outside.
Hey, there's the kidney stones.
Oh. Where?
They're crawling out, see? Like the yellow spiky things?
Those are kidney stones?
Yes.
Well, I've never really seen a kidney stone, so I kind of assumed that they were just like rocks.
Yeah, they are kind of like rocks, but yellow.
Noted. You are back in the hall. You think you hear a number of soft, tiny giggles from the room behind you. Mind you, this is where I stopped before, so everything after this I haven't already read. Let's not worry about that now. Most of the other rooms remain unexplored. Your son could be in one of them. A sour odor wafts from room 2. A trail of old blood leads into room 3. A repetitive, exaggerated sighing could be heard from room 4. Something is muttering to itself in room 6. Fussy little grunts come from the room erroneously marked, I forget that Roman numeral. What is that one?
Well, it says erroneously marked because that's not a real Roman numeral.
Oh, I thought it was like 12 or something. I was about to guess that. Would
12 would be
12 would be XII,
12 would
right?
be if the eyes were on the other side of the
Yeah,
X.
okay. Down the hall to your right is a fork in the path and 2 ineligible signs in a strange language. Could it be safe yet? I'm guessing no. Those sounds, little fidgety sounds, like a baby or...
Itchy, they're so itchy, I can hardly take it, I tell ya.
Wow, this guy's a real stand-up comedian right now.
Hey, Doc, the right catch, give me a look-see before you run off again. I'm dying here.
As strongly indifferent as you are to the plight of some giant eyes complaining at you in a Boston accent, you may as well humor it for a moment before you move on. So Boston is canon to Awful Hospital? The existence of Boston is canon, which means that Earth is also canon, I think.
Oh yeah, Earth is very much canon to Awful Hospital. It's just not really super relevant.
A talking smear of blood quite possibly saved your life only moments ago. You can't be too quick to brush off all these things. Okay, what is going on? They're all clowns. Oh my god, they never stop. I love Fern's face. She's just like, no. She's not even scared of the clowns, she's just tired of them.
Yeah.
Try the room with the blood trail. For some reason I imagined all the clowns just fucking like ranting about society, going full Joker mode.
True.
You're beginning to pick up on a pattern here.
Room.
I'm not gonna lie. Before I actually focused on the details, when I saw the shape of this character, I totally thought that was Gary the Snail.
Meow.
My first thought was literally Gary from SpongeBob. I mean, look at the shape of this guy and tell me it doesn't look like Gary.
Yeah, there is definitely some intentional snail resemblance there.
The jaw of the fractured cranium clicks and clatters out of tune with the thing's chortling. It seems to be having a grand old time of just slithering around, even though it appears to do so at a fraction of a snail's pace. You can only barely tell that it's moving at all, but it sure is excited about it. This is like the most badass looking snail I've ever seen. If you changed if you made it like a bit more realistic looking, if you added like a dark filter on it, this could totally be like one of those pics that go hard with like your coordinates and IP listed over it. Yeah. Leave for now, check the other rooms in sequence and go from there. You attempt a few questions, but the crawling brain thing just keeps giggling and making race car noises. You don't have time for this. You get the stinking feeling you might not even find anything human in the examination rooms, but you'd better keep searching. You decide to pop over to room 2, the smelly one.
Tasties! More tasties!
Is it the stomach or the vomit that's speaking to you? Whatever, the stench is overpowering and empty pill jars litter the room. Next, you leave behind the Vomit Man and move on to room... Vomit Man sounds like the name of the worst superhero ever. He just fucking vomits all over the supervillains.
I'm the Vomit Man.
Oh. Yeah. You leave behind the Vomit Man and move on to room 4, the source of the exaggerated sighing.
Oh, good. That only took an eternity this time. Still not good enough for a real nurse. Not that I blame them. Are you taking notes? I think they ought to know that I'm feeling very depressed.
You are going to. You're going to leave now.
Oh, the pain! Oh, agony! Can there be no relief from this unbelievable agony?
The hovering spinal column speaks like someone boredly reading off a series of cue cards. You are pretty sure this is not your son. Pretty sure?
I'm just gonna ignore that description of its voice because it's funnier because it's funnier if it has like an exaggerated salesman voice.
Yeah, it is much funnier. I mean, I like how Fern is only pretty sure that this isn't her son. Yeah, maybe it is, but I'm not gonna risk it. That's so funny. Okay, I accidentally opened Windows Explorer, my bad. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't have been seen on stream, but whatever. Ask Spine what's its problem. You're asking Spine what's its problem? I mean, I feel like you could ask that about any of the characters here. So yeah, your child isn't... Yeah, sorry, go on.
I mean, to be fair, this one was just ranting about its unimaginable agony.
Oh yeah, that's true. So your child isn't in the exam ward, and you don't know what, if any, danger he could be in. Assuming things are actually as they seem in this place, which seems to be a whole lot of weird creatures without a whole lot going on right upstairs. Especially considering the only one with a head so far was nothing but a head, and it was broken. You literally have the only whole head in the exam ward. This is nonsense. Why is a spine wearing a hat? I like how it's not even a question, it's like a statement. You don't want to waste any more time than is necessary, but morbid curiosity has gotten the best of you. And if these lousy things can talk, surely more than one of them is going to be helpful. Maybe. So you are going to humor the spinal column. You doubt anything wrong with it is even going to be the obvious correct thing, but whatever. What's your problem, flying bent vertebrae? Do tell.
Oh, the pain of it all! The pain of sitting on all these incredible limited time offers! Lord Almighty, will nobody relieve me from the back-breaking duty of holding on to all of these once-in-a-lifetime bargains? Is there no respite, no backing out from the torment of carrying such a broad selection of brand-name quality products at blowout prices? Buy now and you'll receive not 1, not 10, but 2 complimentary gifts, at almost no extra charge to you. The valued customer, these torturously agonizing deals have to be seen to be believed.
Oh, well that's a twist.
Yeah, that's why I did that voice.
Incredible.
By the way...
By the way, what?
Nothing, just... never mind.
Ask the spine what it's selling. No, take its hat. Visit the nose again. Steal band-aids. Go back and talk to the barf guy. Take your clothes off. What? I'm not doing that. Collect useless things. Move furniture around. Know what? No. Since you woke up here, you've had thoughts that didn't feel like your own. Voices in your head. Ridiculous nonsense ideas. Are you sick? Are you drugged? Are little green men beaming radio signals into your brain? Who cares? The last thing you have— oh no, it's the goblins! The goblins are in your head! Take them out and beat them! The last thing you have time for is to worry about a giant nose's problems or buy things out of part of a skeleton's briefcase. Why are you even entertaining the notion of doing anything that does not involve searching for your son? I feel like all of this involves searching for your son. Except taking your clothes off. I guess that's not really.
That's...
It's so funny how that's in there because that implies one of the commenters wanted her to do that.
Yeah, that's...
Horny check, real quick. You ignore the spinal column sales pitch and the other whining meat scraps, pressing on in your urgent quest to reunite with your kid and find a way out of this cheap, laughable horror show. You'll find him on your own, or you'll beat what you need to know out of that pink doorknob guy, or whatever the hell that was supposed to be. On your way down the hall, you notice a huge leaking pile of trash bags on the floor. What a dump. What an absolute joke. You know what you should do? You should sue. Do talking bugs and guts know what this is? Know what that is? They vaguely know what hospitals are supposed to be. Maybe they know what a big fat lawsuit looks like. Well, I know exactly who you should call, Finn. Down.
Better call
Saul. Did you know that you have rights? Awful Hospital says you don't.
True.
Why is it garbage and it's crossed out to say whatever the fuck this is? Is it supposed to say nurse?
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely a really bad spelling of nurse. Behind you. Look behind you. Molly. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, there's the nurse. Nurse Molly.
Oh. Okay. Uh-oh.
The garbage was the nurse all along.
True. Do you want to read Tori?
Sure. Okay, this should... Whoops. I think it goes... Oh, nope, it doesn't. This thing sure has a lot of parts. Did I just drop something? Too late now. Maybe we'll find it next time.
Wake up. Oh, good.
But yeah, that's kind of like the respawn system. Anytime Fern dies, which
it's
does
respawning?
happen a lot, Tori brings her to life through shitty surgery.
Oh, okay. So it's like a respawn situation. So kind of like...
Yeah.
And this room would be the spawn point, kind of like in Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess.
I know that Minecraft definitely did not invent respawning, but it is what I think of every time I hear the word. Oh good, it's the same room again. And here you were, still hoping you might wake up in the real world any minute now. What the hell was all that? What just stabbed you in a million places at once? Why is there suddenly a weird, sharp pressure deep in your chest? You feel sicker than ever. Ironically, I feel less sick now than I did starting the stream. Re-examine yourself and surroundings. Unlike last time, you can't hear anything coming down the hall. You take a movement to you take a moment to calm down, think, and explore the room in more detail. You make a series of minor discoveries. You have no obvious scars or wounds, though you vividly remember the pain of several hundred tiny punctures before you passed out, and apparently underwent some sort of surgical procedure. There is nothing wrong with you externally, but there is a sharp sensation every time you breathe inwards. The red button appears to be analogous to the call nurse button in a legitimate medical facility. You probably don't want to call this nurse. The sink seems to run either freezing cold water or scalding hot phlegm, naturally. The picture you smashed has been replaced by art. There is nothing remarkable about the paper or the wall behind it. It just says art.
Yeah.
Will be even funnier if it was some guy whose name was Art. The cabinets and drawers are stuffed mostly with small, irrelevant items. Erasers, buttons, some plastic army men, chewed pencils, candy wrappers, basically garbage. I wouldn't dismiss anything as garbage because the last time you did that, well... The tools and gadgets on the wall are empty plastic shells. Useless, though the Game Boy, which seems to have been glued where a heart monitor is, supposed to go, Contains a plain gray cartridge with Dr. Mario running on it in marker. It is also an empty shell. Do you think that's enough change letters for Nintendo to not go absolutely apeshit on them?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a tough bet.
Although Awful Hospital does have some other blatant copyright infringement in other areas.
All of the
just
Band-Aids.
Usually in the form of background cameos.
Might be too much for Nintendo. They might get pissed. They might go Weenie Hut Jr. mode on them. All of the Band-Aids are used. Every single one appears to be blotched with dried blood and yellow smears of pus, carefully rewrapped and put back in the box. The tissues, likewise, are stiff to the touch. The sanitizer on the wall smells like bile. It also moves a little. Something inside the waste cabinet thumps every few moments, and it seems to emit a dim glow. It shows no sign of being able to escape, whatever it is. I just had a thought. This is definitely how Matt Walsh thinks that gender-affirming surgery is in hospitals. He would read this webcomic and be like, this is what the woke left is pushing for, guys. Let's head out. You decide to cooperate a little more with the weird foreign ideas that keep coming to you, even if they might seem like ridiculous nonsense. That at least seems to be how this place works anyway. You may as well adapt if you're going to get anywhere. You give in to the bizarre compulsion to speak to the garbage bin, but it doesn't answer. Damn, I'm actually surprised that it's not sentient. That is a genuine shock to me at this point in the webcomic. That is how ridiculous things are. On your way out, you leave one of the plastic army men in the middle of your bed. Because that suddenly feels like a thing to do. Why not? Of all the possibilities, you think maybe you might want to talk to that depressive Whatsit again. It was at least speaking coherently. Maybe it will actually answer questions.
Oh, it's you again. I take it you're here so you can leave again in disgust. That seems to be the only reason anybody ever bothers to visit. I think they make a game out of it. I don't know if they're keeping score, but I've been doing it for them at least. Wait, you're still here? That's a new record. I think I got a whole paragraph out this time. Take it from your bizarre habit of continuing to listen to me that you are a masochist. I do hope you're enjoying this encounter, at least that'll make one of us.
What the heck happened to this guy? Is he okay? He does not seem okay. We got off to a bad start, mister. What do I call you?
You don't know a spleen when you see one? Of course not, nobody does. Not like they recognize a brain or a heart or one of those other smarmy vitals. Did you even know what your spleen does? For that matter, did you even know where it was? Unlikely. Even if you did, it isn't information you would ever actually need in your short, ultimately trivial biostate. Most anyone ever thinks about spleens is how remarkably unremarkable they are among the major organs.
I mean, at least you're better than the fucking appendix. The only purpose the appendix serves is to occasionally give you an almost near-death experience that requires you to go to the hospital and get it cut out.
Yeah, true.
Okay, spleen, so where am I? And please be more specific than the hospital.
Oh, so you talk to the nose. Dreadful thing. I suppose I have to envy its blissful ignorance. Though I'm afraid I must admit, what it told you is probably at least accidentally correct. The hospital is the hospital. That's just the way things work. I realize you think things work an entirely different way, that there's such a thing as different places, and I understand why you would think that. I mean, that's exactly how things would appear to be set up to a simple gray zoner. Again, I must admire such a peacefully naive outlook. I'm afraid it's all well beyond your capacity to understand, or at least explain through communicative mechanisms you would actually perceive. I have enough of a spleen ache as it is, thank you.
Wouldn't the spleen ache just imply that his entire body is aching?
Yes.
Fine, whatever. Listen, I woke up here and have no idea what's going on, and I just want to find my son. A human being like me, just small. Do you have any idea where they might have taken him?
Oh, sure, you don't lie on your back and silently resent the color of the ceiling as much as I have without picking up on all the latest news. All those visitors I don't have are always not filling me in on juicy gossip. Just let me open up my little book where I write down all the most important things I didn't see, hear, or care about while I stared at the walls contemplating the futility of being.
This is really bumming me out. Look, just give me a guess, a ballpark idea.
Oh, you were serious. How quaint. I'm afraid you'll have to ask Phage. If you could get anything out of him that isn't bloated twaddle. It all depends on why they actually brought you both here. I'll confess, I did at least hear some babble about a lockdown or quarantine. Obviously nothing I'm important enough to be a part of. But His Majesty Professor Bowties was acting even less coherent than usual. Never a good sign. Not that anything is ever actually a good sign. I'm pretty sure they stopped making good signs back around the time they invented existing. At least that's my professional opinion, as an involuntary exister for almost the entire period that I've been conscious.
Man, someone needs to show this guy the indomitable human spirit versus the indifferent cruelty of the universe memes.
How's that gonna help? He's not even a human.
That's true. The indomitable, sentient being spirit, I guess. Sigh, okay. I got attacked by, I got attacked by what I think is a nurse. Do you know what that was?
Oh, don't get me started on the nurse. Oh, whoops, I started. No helping it now. A dreadful thing. No conversational skills, no pants, never actually there when you need her unless you've got something really critical to treat. Something nice and juicy, like creeping fever or scream warts or malaria. One of the few good ones spleen gets to worry about. Where was I? Ah, yes, the nurse. I do believe she's on orders to keep anyone from leaving the exam ward while the hospital isn't on alert. Don't bother trying to outrun her. She may look almost as awkward, slovenly, absent-minded, and devoid of taste as yourself. And she is all of those things, but she can also move exactly as fast as she wants. Thinking of having a go at her with that toothpick of yours, I'm loath to admit that the results would be far worse for you than for her, as fleetingly amused as I'd be by the spectacle. You'd be lucky if they cared enough to put your skin back on.
I get the idea. So, can I ask what you're here for? Is there something I can do for you?
They tell me nothing's technically wrong with me, and they're right. Nothing's ever wrong enough for anyone to care. If I had something terminal, of course, the nurse would be waiting on me hand and splue gab. Tension like that might even offer some brief distraction from the crushing tedium of being me.
Well, I did have this idea earlier that we could switch rooms and use the call button to...
Won't work. The nurse would know I wasn't the one who pressed it. And if I wasn't the one who pressed it, she would know I was no sicker than the last 65,000 times I tried to get her attention. Here I am, spleen the size of the size of myself in any sense, and they've got me on bed rest and fluids for my depressed functionality. Call that patient satisfaction, because I don't.
So, do you want me to, injure you?
Oh, you can run me through a shredder if it would amuse you enough, sure. But while many here would find such an experience fairly entertaining, I'm afraid I'd personally feel no better or worse in any number of pieces. I'm an adult, after all. I'm sure you outgrew the plebeian thrills of dismemberment by the time you finished your pupation, or whatever it is you multi-potters do.
The nose had gas pills. Would that, help?
That wouldn't do a thing for me. All I can really hope for around here is a good solid blood disease. Not that there's any even unique to a spleen. Oh no, you get a blood disease, the whole system starts to shut down, doesn't it? The last thing anybody talks about is what happens to your spleen. Even if you need a splenectomy, they don't even bother giving you a new one. They don't have to. Waste of money. You can't even really die just from a lack of spleen. Even the appendix got a better deal. At least that can explode.
Damn. Oh, that's a good counterpoint, actually, to what I mentioned earlier.
Although, to be fair, one thing that splenard spleenus here does not mention is that the spleen is actually vital for the early years of your life. Once you're an adult, you don't need it anymore.
True, yeah. What if you had some of the things I saw on those eyeballs in the other room?
That's not even what they're here for. That's just another of their insufferable little gripes. A mundane infestation like that is hardly worth a nurse's time, though it would be almost as tedious as answering your banal inquiries, if it would please you to make yourself an even bigger source of irritation than you've already been. Please go. Please go for the record. I haven't nearly enough things to bore me right now.
Alright, change of subject. Just who exactly is Dr. Phage?
Ugh.
Is that it?
No, that was me realizing you were still talking. To actually answer your question, ugh.
Do you need a hug?
Yes, please crush me to your greasy fat sacks in the suffocating embrace of your fuzzy meat branches. Clearly the one thing I was missing all this time was a sickly layer of congealed sweat. What a thoughtful offer.
I just got a mental image of the press spleen just going on a rant about how much his life sucks. And then Fern just responding with that one Discord gif, sending virtual hug.
True.
It's just so funny to imagine. Hey, thanks for just being an asshole instead of trying to kill me, I guess. Best response ever. I agree, Doodle Donkey. You are correct. Check out the spine again. You leave the spleen alone for now and decide to revisit the spinal column. He said he had stuff for sale. Maybe he can give you something of some use that won't give you eye tumors or anything. The spine... I like how this implies Fern was expecting that to happen at this point. The spine sounds as though it had continued talking the entire time you were gone.
I know, you'll receive one Hammerspace brand disappearing, reappearing collector's tote with compartments for approximately 10, that's 10 distinct concepts of any weight and volume. I did just scroll down.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. That was not on purpose. I clicked off to see if my stream was still working. Continue.
Do not attempt multiple concepts per compartment. Hammerspace Inc. and its subsidiaries cannot be held responsible for spatial prolapse, vector leakage, or tone intrusion within known reception layers.
Alright, already. What are you selling?
What are you buying?
The spine's briefcase unlocks and opens, all on its own. Browse wares.
These savings won't last.
You know what that reminded me of? That one joke from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, where the mayor is like whispering that thing into Flint's ear.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Some of the indispensable products offered by the spinal column include a reeking, moldy gym sock, an incredibly stale hardened donut, a dried clam glued to a champagne cork with too many googly eyes, a gnawed rubber dog bone, somehow still shiny and slick with fresh saliva. One of those drinking bird novelties, sans the legs. I can't believe that the legs were sans this entire time. I know what sans actually means, okay? I'm just being funny. A jar of the plastic rings your... It's true.
Simply being a silly Billy.
It's true. I have silly goose energy that the serious geese aren't really appreciating right now. A jar of the plastic rings you... What? I was reading rings as like... I was reading rings as a verb instead of a noun. That's why I was confused. Yeah. I have no idea how. A jar of the plastic rings you tear off of milk cartons. Do those have a name? They're all the same color. They're all the same color, and there seems to be a little bit of liquid in the bottom. It smells like a formaldehyde. A very old formaldehyde. I'm just imagining like an atom with a fucking top hat and a monocle. Why, I do believe that we should come together and form a complex product.
Yes.
One of those, yeah. A very old, dirty iron with no cord. A box that says, Happy Wart. Happy Wart when the sad Wart walks in. A gun which on closer inspection is unloaded and has no trigger. A pill bottle with a picture of the crab louse on it. A cheap kid's meal toy of a hamburger strangling a chicken carcass. You fuzzily remember a commercial for this one. You press the hat and the arms spin around. Emitting the sound of a braying donkey. The place that sold these disappeared from your area as abruptly and mysteriously as it appeared. An assortment of even more useless miscellaneous rubbish, including a broken slinky. What the fuck is a slinky? Slinky, a kitchen sponge, a clown nose, many pieces of paper, shreds of cardboard, leaves from fake plants, and chewed gum. Great. Engage conversation. So, like, what do you accept as payment exactly? Please don't say something gross like bile.
For a limited time only, all of our products are as low as a meager 5600 cc. Any type or combination of types accepted.
Oh, blood, super. So what's in the pill bottle?
Off-season ectoparasites are no laughing matter. Don't let a fashion faux pas ruin your image when all you need is one simple single-dose topical treatment.
I think I roughly understand. What's Happy Wort?
Papilloma looking drab and lifeless. Liberal application of ViroCorp Happy. What? We'll have them erect and proliferating again right before your eyes. Verifiably luminous verrucas or your next outbreak is on us.
Got anything for an anthropomorphic garbage bag problem?
If you're tired of the pesky biological waste refusing to stay dead, what you need is the state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind, limited edition marvel of technology we don't have!
The delivery on that was perfect. That was chef's kiss. This ever... Oh, wait.
I'll let you read it.
Yeah, I was thinking that because it's technically narration. It's narration text. This ever so helpful answer is punctuated by the sudden sound of a large audience oohing with impressed awe. You choose to ignore it. Does this imply the audience just fucking manifests out of nowhere just to ooh at the slogan? It's like the random extra dimensional judge from AUL who keeps showing up whenever a trial happens. You can't think of any reason
that make
to.
any sense? That makes no sense to anyone watching the stream right now.
It does not, but I don't care. I mean, there is the AOL webcomic in the works, so maybe one day it will. You can't think of any reason to inquire about any of the other items, especially when they all cost at least the amount of blood found in the entire average adult human body. Let's look for blood. Try the blood stain. You've got this funny feeling that something might work out for you if you help all those gross body parts with their gross problems, but you apparently need blood to buy anything out of the Spine's ridiculous garbage store. You don't want to use someone who saved your life as money, but you think maybe the bloodstain could possibly offer more pointers on the subject. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The blood is too old and dry to do anything with anyway. Gone fishing. Why, my wife stole my fishing gear, and then I became a bloodstain, and I was sent to this hospital.
Yes, fish fear me.
True. It's just a fucking stain. It's just a bunch of blood. I would really hate for that blood stain. I just imagine that bloodstain would have a terrible time if he accidentally went overboard and fell into water, because that would just attract every shark in like a 100-mile radius.
Oh god. We're going to drink the bloodstain alive.
It's so true. I'm just imagining someone slurping up the bloodstain with a straw. That's what Dracula does, or Dio from JoJo. Talk to the spleen again. Maybe take him with you. Is that the fucking I just met Excalibur face from Soul Eater? Oh my god, it is, isn't it? I'm honestly not sure whether to say fuck you or thank you. I have no idea what that means. I have never read Soul Eater or watched it.
I think it's just a face from whatever.
What about the skull guy? Hey, yeah, that thing was bleeding all over the damn place. The deliriously excited speed demon has moved almost 6 inches since you were last here. It certainly explains why the blood trail looks so ancient and probably useless to you, but the fresh stuff is oozing constantly out of the brain itself.
Hold on a moment.
How to collect it, though? Could it even have enough? Alright.
Hold on a moment, I gotta do something.
Alright, I'm just gonna check my chat and see if anything new happened. Nope. All we've got is Jandrix Kubal saying inserts racial slur. Please don't do that. For the love of God. Why? I have so many Discord notifications. I should probably read up on shit while I'm waiting. Okay. Well, there goes my Discord all checked. Actually, no, there's still some notifications I can look at. Alright, here we go. Just kinda... awful. True. How do you disconnect from the call? Hit the desk...
Sorry about that, I was having some technical difficulties.
Are they done yet, or do you still need help? I was just gonna say
No,
disconnect using the disconnect button. I had to grab my portable keyboard to type a response.
Anyway, before we continue, I must use the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Well, I already... what can I do in the meantime? There's absolutely 0 people watching this stream. I'm just gonna read some of the comments here. As rude as it is there anywhere to lie and say you're a nurse, and go about scooping what you can into the rubber gloves? Surely the fellows likely wouldn't question that. Sounds like typical hospital procedure in a place like this. Turn him upside down and let his own skull pool up the blood? Are you guys okay? What? That is fucked up. What? Wait, no. It was go through the holes, damn. Could it collect it in a tissue box? Ask him politely to give some blood. Kind of a shame there's no sponges about, though it is only sensible. Can't have something so bacteria-ridden in a hospital. I don't think they care about this. I don't think Awful Hospital gives a shit. They have bacteria everywhere. Clench that brain in your fist and squeeze it like the world's mightiest anthropomorphic migraine. Jeez. Grab the Indy 500 champion oozing along the bed and take it to the spine. If blood is valued as currency, then a creature that leaks it has to be valuable. Jesus, fuck. That is cruel. They're doing slavery apologetics in the comments. What the fuck? Just pick the whole damn thing up, hand it over to the spine, and call it a fucking day. They're just doing slavery apologetics. Gas pills, gas pills, gas pills. Give him the gasoline pills. What is happening? Build a bridge out of him. What? We're trying to set up a drip system for the spine. Pay over time. Ask the skull first, though. It is somewhat sentient, we are led to believe. What? What are these comments?
I see you decided to look at the comments while I was
There's some of these that are just so cruel. There's people saying, sell the fucking There's people saying, sell the brain to the spine. They're literally doing slavery apologetics in the comments.
Like, believe it or not, the solution is actually to use the brain, to use the broken skull as money.
That's so funny. I am too stricken with grief that Bloodstain left the story to think of a proper response. True. What if you assembled all these guys into a complete human or something like that? That's actually a really smart idea. Yeah, just fucking, just gorilla glue them all into one person. That's totally true. That's totally gonna work. That's something Medic would do.
Look.
Oh my god. That's actually suggested. What if you assembled all these guys into a complete human? It wouldn't work, but it's the first thought you've had that made you feel a little bit better. You'll take any humor you can get right now. You'll get back to business soon enough. Take the entire skull to the spine. You can't afford to waste time squeezing blood into gloves or tiny pill bottles or something. You're gonna just go ahead and... Oh no, it's dripping. Oh god, why didn't you gather it up in the sheet or something? Oh, you can't just walk because it's dripping so much, but you can't even run really fast or it'll get on your... I have no idea what that is. Why did it go completely silent? Oh my god. What is this?
This is the fastest it has ever gone in its life.
It is terrified.
No, it's freaking euphoric.
True. Oh man. The snail that can instantly kill you. The skull still seems to be in some sort of trance, or something, occasionally emitting something like a tiny contented sigh. You have no idea what's going on there, but it's still dribbling cash all over the floor, so you ask it... So you ask if it's at least enough to buy those louse pills. Little voices are telling you that those are what you need the most.
You certainly know a good deal when you see one. Nothing gets past you. Are you sure you're not in the biz? Ha ha! Your purchase includes 2, that's right, 2 absolutely free bonus gifts, including 1 Hyperspace brand reappearing compartmentalized collector's tote and 1 secret bargain hunter special.
Items received. Even while watching, you are somehow unable to determine how the hovering spinal column hands you the tote bag or drops your purchase into it. When you look inside, you perceive 10 compartments of infinite size occupying the same space simultaneously. You were under the impression the human mind either just wouldn't process that sort of thing at all, or would go mine from the attempt, but it turns out it just sort of tickles a little. Your bonus gift was an old, dirty can of aerosol cheese, half empty. You are momentarily alarmed when you turn to leave and the entire tote bag seems to vanish. The instant you actually want it, however, it rematerializes over your shoulder. Figure out what the doctors did to you while you were knocked out. I feel like that's too general. Like, that's not really a specific option. It's not really a specific action. That's kind of just like the end goal. I'm gonna start reading the comments because the ones I read on that one slide were hilarious. A lot of people are going like, yo, hang on, we just sold a living creature that's kind of fucked. But consider this, we just fulfilled this thing's entire existence with that ride. There's pretty much nothing anyone could do now to make it unhappy. I suppose we could give that cheese to stomach. Maybe it's lactose intolerant, or whatever's in fake cheese. I joked earlier, but these people are literally doing slavery apologetics. I'm not even kidding at this point. Damn, I can't believe Harry Potter fans flocked to this comment section.
Anyway, there was a slight error there where it accidentally showed the kidney stone fogger in her inventory. She doesn't actually have that yet. She bought louse treatment for the eyeballs.
Use louse treatment on eyeballs. You could only fuzzily remember or comprehend why, but something tells you to help out those eyeballs who are swarming with the things you don't really want to think about right now. They didn't look like ice, but you're compelled to use the bottle with the louse on it. With the cap removed, it appears to be more like a salt shaker than a pill bottle. Do you want to read this?
Yeah. Oh, that's the stuff. I can't thank you enough. I feel better already.
It's interesting how you're able to hear the way words are spelled in this place. The stuff you shook out of the bottle is moving around an awful lot.
Meanwhile, fine, we'll check on it since you know so much better than I do all this. A sudden, I'm only the head practitioner around here with the single most esteemed medical certificate I've ever invented. But what do I know,
He
right?
invented his own medical certifications. This is like John Glosstar inventing his own titles. Again, this is something that the audience is not going to get, but there's no one watching the stream anyway.
True. There, see? Not only is it still behaving itself in bed and not at all being a huge liability, but it's even getting smaller, just like I knew it would. That's its healing process in action. I wrote a paper on it, peer-reviewed it myself. Now let's just let it get its rest before it starts shooting at us. I swear, sometimes you're a bigger wart than my last intern, and she was a big wart with anxiety disorder. If you need me for a real problem you didn't make up, I'll be in my office peer-reviewing my latest groundbreaking discoveries.
You hear the two monstrosities part ways down the hall, and the sounds of two different doors shutting. Sure, this is adorable and funny now, but I have a feeling if Phage discovers later he was tricked like this, he could be seeking revenge very fast. Sure, he seems like a cute little muppet right now, but no one likes to be embarrassed in front of their peers. Phage, come on, he'd never do something like that. He's just a lovely guy. Use the magnifying glass again. You really don't want to, but you have to. You have to know. Oh my god, it's the clowns again! And they're dead! They're dying because of the mites. Holy shit. Oh.
Can you believe they just kept prescribing me this junk? Throw it out for me, will ya?
Received. Deadstone Fogger.
Yeah, now she actually has it.
Take Fogger to the nose.
Please, that's what? Oh, that's it. Give it here. Give it. Take the gas pills. I was over my gas wall. Oh.
I love how he just kept saying a place that's what over and over again for the entire story until Fern came back.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure why a treatment for kidney stones comes in a fogger, and you don't really want to know. But you leave it with the nose. Who seems extremely pleased. Received gas medication. Now, with something out of the way, the puke guy obviously needed more of those gas pills, and maybe he has something that...
Hey!
Oh no, now what? It wants something else, doesn't it? Or something's wrong. Maybe you're wasting your time helping these gross monsters.
I hope you find your whittle you.
Oh, she genuinely teared up at that. It's funny how they made an emotional moment out of this thing.
Yes. Yeah, Awful Hospital does stuff like that.
Take gas pills to the stomach. Alright, there were tons of gas pills in the barfing's room. Why did my first thought when I saw this picture drift to Fern doing the dab? Now I'm just imagining Fern hitting the gritty too hard and violently exploding. I have never ever gotten over the grime hitting the gritty too hard and violently exploding death. That has been in the back of my mind for ages. Especially after really watching the rest of Amphibia.
Yeah.
It just became retroactively it just retroactively became funnier the more I watched the show.
Yeah, because, like, it's so clearly in character.
Exactly. I totally believe Sasha would teach Grime dance moves, and then he just fucking blow himself up trying to do the gritty. Alternate ending to True Colors. He goes up to Andreas, and he's like... King Andreas, you fail to account for one ace card I have up my sleeve. I was taught by this wise human how to do the gritty, and I will use it to eviscerate you. And then he just blows himself up in front of Andreas, and he's just standing there with a shocked expression.
In the arms of an angel.
Anyway, you're still not completely certain why you're doing all this, but maybe you can get one of these things to call the nurse, like the spleen guy was talking about. Or maybe if you make them all happy enough, the nurse will quit guarding the hall. Something has to give. Either way, though, just convince the nurse to unionize because she's getting poor pay. Either way, though, you're definitely beginning to feel sorry for these what's-its. Who knows how long they've been wallowing around this dump.
Tasty! Give tasty!
You toss the gas pills onto the thing's bed from a safe distance. It immediately opens them and shakes them all into its mushy body. You have another line here. Oh wait, no, I forgot to read that part. It begins to bubble and swell.
Tasty! So tasty!
Get out of there. You quickly duck out of room 2 and into the blood-stained, still vacant room next door. You're glad you put on those rubber gloves as you gently pick a small object out of the steaming regurgitation. Obtained. Instant plasmodidae? Whatever the fuck that is.
I think.
Plasmodidae. Give the spleen malaria. What?
Yeah, that's what the instant plasmodidae does.
Okay.
Well, what do you know, malaria? I guess you're theoretically almost marginally not quite as useless as you almost entirely are. I'd even briefly entertain the possibility of expressing some sort of gratitude if I didn't know this would benefit you so much more than the paltry satisfaction I can glean from it.
Oh, hi,
Trust
William.
me, that's the kind.
Never mind.
Trust me, that's the kindest thing I've ever had to say about anything. Really, you're officially the least intolerable thing I've ever had the displeasure to endure exchanging trite vapidities with. You should be proud that literally everything else is actually more terrible than you are. It's a very impressive, distinct...
I love how Fern is just fucking tired of this guy's bullshit now.
Should scroll down so I can read.
Yeah.
I suppose I should at least inform you that it will take the nurse approximately 1.5 seconds to get here once I press the call button. I'll give you a few bonus seconds to hide in another room, if only so I don't get any of your spinal fluid splattered on me should she catch you here. If they smell anything like the rest of you, it might even negate the entertainment value.
Yeah, I love how the solution here is just give the spleen a disease. Anyway, hello, William. William was in the chat earlier, so I'm just saying hi to you rush to the room across... Oh, sorry, hide in the opposite room. You rush to the room across the hall, hoping the gooey eyes don't mind staring at your backside while you peek through the edge of the curtain. Finally getting a good look at the thing that had attacked you earlier. Apparently what passes for a nurse around here. It looked directly at you. Apparently the spleen is still taking priority or something. You can hear a lot of activity from its room. I wonder what the comments are, right? What about the Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured there would be these comments. Get out of the exam hall fast. She seems to know she seems to know you're here anyway, so you don't bother sneaking around. You storm out of the exam room and turn to run down the hall, nearly running yourself through. The kidney stones, they've come for revenge! No! Rumble! Oh god. What the hell was that? The nurse has continued to do whatever it is she's doing to the spleen, ignoring the commotion coming from that little nose's room. Holy fuck. Enter hole. You step through the smashed wall into a far larger and very different space. It is not empty.
My babies! My babies! You did this. Murderer!
Oh my
kidney
god.
Stones really have come for revenge, as you can see.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Reason with her. You make a flabbergasted, sputtering effort to explain to the huge being that kidney stones aren't alive and don't have families where you come from. That you have no idea how you got here or how this place works, and you've only been doing what frightening monsters have been asking you to do in the hope that they might lead you to your own child. Your only child. As a mother to, another, you're so sorry that...
How touching. I know precisely where your meatlet is, flesh beast. You won't be seeing it again. Because I am going to pluck out your sight balls and twist off your branches before my little ones drag it here, and you will listen to its pathetic little squeals as a billion broods rip it out a billion times before I let it die.
What a pleasant character. The thing begins to vibrate and shudder, hovering sluggishly towards you. In the darkness behind it, thousands of tiny prickly bodies begin to stir, murmuring in faint, squeaky voices.
By the way, notice what's impaled on its spike there?
No. Is it a baby? Oh, is that the nose?
Yep.
Oh shit, the nose is dead?
Yep.
Oh, I actually like the nose. Oh no, it didn't. Something finally snaps inside you as the giant flying piss rock threatens to torture your baby. Oh, you do not want to piss off a mom, ever. This is the battle of the pissed off mothers. Voices are screaming in your brain for you to fight, and you don't even care how little sense that makes. You don't care what happens to you. You will choke it to death with your corpse if you have to. That's Mama Bear mode, true. Is there an animation of this?
Yeah, this was originally a Flash thing, but obviously Flash is dead now.
Oh yeah, so kind of like Homestuck in that sense.
Yeah, although Awful Hospital doesn't have nearly as many as Homestuck does, only like 3 of them.
Should I watch the video and then read the rest of the dialogue?
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty brief video. You can just.
Oh yeah, it's very short. Apparently, this battle had to be preserved after Flash died, according to what Bogleech says down there. Oh yeah, it's on terrible quality. Hold on. Let me just fix that real quick.
That's basically just like. Yeah, it's basically just here to add flavor. It's just like little animation of them fighting like RPG characters, you know?
Oh yeah. Intense gameplay.
True. You're not an award anymore, ugly gutbag. If I shred you apart here, they'll never put you back together.
You barely feel human here. You can leap like a flea in this weird place. You never knew you could lose so much blood and keep moving. Intense gameplay here.
You can just go to the next page.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Through the gibbering chaos in your subconscious, a single plea rises above the rest, echoing around you like the wisdom of a ghostly mentor. Use the cheese! What are you gonna do, give the kidney stone a cheese touch? You pull the aerosol cheese out of your weird tote bag, toss it up into the air, and swing your hunk of wood like a baseball bat, straight for the burning red and yellow eye of the monolithic being.
It burns! I'll string your intestines through your every vile cavity.
Jesus. Look for the fogger. With the monster temporarily blinded, you dart between its thorns, taking care not to step on its children in your bare feet, and find the can of fogger lying in the pool of mucus. It's a one-use product exactly like a cockroach bomb, but some liquid still sloshes around inside when shaken. How to use it? She certainly wasn't affected by the bulk of the gas in the exam room.
Where are you? I can smell your rancid flesh grease. When I'm through with you, you'll know what the inside of your gallbladder tastes like.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. It's a stab the fogger. It's a crazy idea, but those have worked out in your favor a few times now. You jam your wooden shard into the flimsy aluminum can, splattering it with concentrated whatever it is. Whatever it is, that monster uses pesticide against sapient kidney stones. You don't want to know.
I heard that. I've got you now.
Go for the eye and say something cool. Why don't you piss off? Incredible. You plunge the poisoned shard of wood into the glaring eyeball of the living kidney stone and land light as a feather. Oh wait, never mind.
My unprotected eye! How did you know?
I actually kind of guessed that because there's so many monster fights where the solution is just stab them in the eye. It's kind of like a common trope at this point. Not a bad one, but
here. It's painfully obvious if you've ever played a video game.
True. Or watched a cartoon, or a movie, or anything with monsters in it, really.
Yeah, anyway, but especially video games, I think.
Anyway, Fern is a fucking badass.
Oh yeah, totally.
I now understand exactly what you meant when you said that. The monster creaks and crackles like a felled tree as it drifts to the slick, rubbery floor, graying before your eyes. Its offspring swarm its crumbling husk like accelerated sea urchins, emitting a cacophony of mournful sighs, even as they crunch loudly upon their dying mother with unseen jaws.
Serves me right, I guess. We're locked alike. You want the maternity ward. Don't fail your larva like I did mine.
Investigate the dead monster. You cautiously approach the huge carcass and apologize again for how things turned out. The thing emits a contented sigh of agreement as it seems to lose consciousness for the last time, and something clatters from its surface, rolling to your feet. It actually appears to be your stick, now overgrown with mineral waste. It doesn't feel terribly strong, but it is terribly sharp. Check on the baby stones.
Yeah, and so Fern acquires her signature kidney sword.
Incredible. Check on the baby stones. You can't help feel... Wait, didn't Bogleech actually have kidney stones? Like, as a medical emergency at one point?
Yeah, how did you know that?
Because you told me.
Oh yeah, I guess I did.
I think you mentioned it offhandedly at one point. But I want to ask, did he have kidney stones before he introduced them into the story, or after?
Long after.
Oh my god, he predicted it! He predicted his own fate! That is insane. You can't help feeling terrible right now, even for killing a giant kidney stone in self-defense. But its young are already back to giggling at one another as they chew on what used to be their mother. Okay. This is kind of bumming me out.
Of life.
Morbidly fascinated by the disturbing scene, you almost jump as something brushes your foot. You get an overpowering feeling that the tiny thing wants to come with you, for whatever reason. This seems to be confirmed by its happy cooing as it is picked up and put into your tote bag, followed by a loud, cartoonish snoring. It fades as the bag goes wherever it goes when you're not paying attention to it. Look for your dead friend. Oh shit, I forgot about the nose almost. Where the friendly nose thing fell, there are only some soft globs, rapidly melting in a puddle of mucus. The monster seemed to imply earlier that death was permanent wherever you are now. You couldn't have known that things would turn out this way. Nothing makes any damn sense here. Did the nose know it was killing other, thinking beings? It seemed like little more than the baby itself. You would do your best to give it a nice burial if you weren't standing in a giant kidney, bladder. You're not even gonna keep thinking about it. Stuff you have now. The kidney sword and whatever that is.
Kidney stone.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little kidney stone baby that hopped into her tote bag.
Yeah. Return to the hospital proper. The hall is exactly as you left it. The nurse is even still in the spleen's room. Still doing whatever it is a garbage bag does around here to treat a giant's talking spleen's malaria. The kidney stone barricade is gone without a trace. You can either go right or left through the sign, though the signs are written in unreadable squiggles. I'd go right because it's a synonym for correct, and really, is there a better reason to do anything in this place? Fair enough!
True.
I vote we name our new little buddy Pepe. Alright, go right. Earlier, you heard the two doctors take in opposite turns, so neither direction is necessarily safer, but you feel drawn to the right-hand fork, and cautiously quietly sneak around the corner. I see there's...
Do you notice what's on the wall there?
Oh my god, Bill Cipher. Bill fucking Cipher. Is this the sentient door you were mentioning?
Background cameos I mentioned earlier.
Is this the talking door you mentioned earlier, since it appears to be standing on its own, with no, like, wall attached to it?
That's just a weird perspective thing. It's not actually standing on its own.
Is it just that the wall isn't visible from here?
Yeah, the wall isn't visible because otherwise we wouldn't be able to see Fern, but we do still need to know that the door is there, so there's a bit of abstraction there, you know?
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And now we have, these are actual kidneys, by the way. Not just kidney stones. And then there's, like, a foot with some bones. And this is just, like, a piece of skin, I guess? And then this is, what, earwax?
Fetus.
It's a fetus. I mean, I guess fetuses can be considered people in this universe, so maybe the conservatives win that one in the culture war. A bunch of awful things are queued up in front of some ominous metal doors. I totally imagine that someone from the Daily Wire would cite Awful Hospital as a reason why you shouldn't perform abortion. That would be so funny if they actually did that. Question of things. You politely ask the assorted gross stuff when it's all standing in line for.
Can't you see I'm raking my tiny paper here, you gabby broad?
It sounds like a middle-aged man. The myiasis cube? What the how do you pronounce this word?
I don't know.
Myiasis cube, whatever. Jingles intensely.
Like, doy, it's the surgery line? You're like a tourist or something? I'm Kyle!
That has the same energy as that one, I think his name is Chuck, from Amphibia, the guy who just keeps saying, I grow tulips. I don't know how to explain it. The gross stuff is not sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
That's basically what Kyle's gag is.
The gross stuff is not entirely helpful. Look at the pamphlets. For whatever reason, you feel drawn to a table of pamphlets before anything else. Call me Buzz, your blue verminizer. I just thought of the Verminator from Over the Hedge. The first appears to be an advertisement for some sort of exterminator or something, who knows. You take one of the red pamphlets next. I put A. What the fuck am I looking at? Do you have any explanation for me?
No.
This is surreal comedy before it was popular. Apparently Bogleach was ahead of the curve. You have no idea what this is. Doctors de-vaccinizers. Anti-vaccine detoxification tablets. Oh my god, I made a joke about the doctors siphoning vaccines out of you earlier, and now it's actually come true. Believed, tested. No formaldehyde. No chemistries, no particle, no added science, a product. Cure vaccine in 2 hours. I literally made a joke about awful hospital doctors just siphoning vaccines out of your body, and now we kind of have that in reality.
Yep.
The final pamphlet appears to be for some kind of anti-medicine. Not surprising for this place. As you look it over, you feel an uncomfortable buzzing sensation in your skull. The Canadian healthcare system would totally administer these to get people to die.
True.
These all appear to be nothing more than cards. They don't open or offer any further information. Their backs are blank. Peek through windows. You try the porthole to the surgery room first, but it's too filthy to see through. You try that tall, ominous red door instead. This appears to be a morgue. It is unoccupied, but the door is locked tight. You try the metal door further down. This looks like an X-ray laboratory and supply room. It is both unoccupied and unlocked. You move on to the wooden, cracked door across the hall. Office of Dr. Loboto Miser. Head transfusionator. Alright, so that's Dr. Miser. I see. Williama, sorry. Why was there a Saber Spark video about Static Shock in your recommended? I guess because I watch, like, videos about cartoon reviews and shit? I don't know. I'm the only one watching. Yeah, I know you are, William. I'm just waiting to be seen. You've been seen! Consider yourself seen.
We acknowledged your presence.
Indeed we did. Investigate the lab. The laboratory is dark, dank, and smells of various chemicals. Take the drawing of Phage and put it up against the window. If Dr. Phage comes by, he'll think he's already in there and wouldn't dare bother himself when he's doing such important work. That's so funny. Okay. Take a look around. You should find out why your chest hurts, but you don't want to take any chances with this crap. You lock the door from the inside and take things easy while you look closer at some of the strange things around the room. Just in case, you ask aloud if anything in here can talk. Nothing answers. The large screen is surrounded by old X-rays of various things, even animals. You're pretty sure it's one of those cartoon-style X-ray machines you can just stand behind. Hopefully it doesn't fry you to death or something. The refrigerator is freezing cold to the touch. The crude crayon drawing of Dr. Phage is signed, Dr. Phage. You are suddenly compelled to take it down and put it up against the laboratory's window, using the same magnet to tack it in place. That's actually gonna work, isn't it? It's actually going to fucking work. The rat has an extremely oversized human ear growing out of its back. It sits calmly unblinking, twitching nose, the only indication of life. This is a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 moment, I gotta say. The large...
I still haven't watched that movie.
You don't get it, but I know people will. The large chrysalis-like thing twitches every few seconds. The thing in the jar doesn't move. The scent of sour pickle brine wafts from the container. The thing in the petri dish, the things in the petri dishes, undulate and squirm. You don't want to touch them. The photo on the wall depicts some half-decayed figure with a visible brain. In the corner you can just make out, in the fine print, "Thanks for the turtle." Okay. The cabinets and drawers are stuffed with garbage, like those in the exam room. Also a lot of dead bugs, but mercifully normal ones. The pale thing in the tray is motionless and crawls with maggots. You've seen far worse today, and you've never been squeamish about anything. Yet you feel increasing nausea every moment you're looking directly at the rubbery little corpse. Creepy. Open the refrigerator. Your mind is urging you to x-ray yourself, but you feel like you should save that for last. You should x-ray yourself. Now! Or maybe the dread has you procrastinating. You wonder if anyone would actually keep any food in the refrigerator in a medical laboratory, or if any real food even exists in this place. You crack the refrigerator door out of curiosity. Hungry blood bag attacks.
Blood.
The refrigerator bursts open as the thing erupts from the freezer, swooping around the room like a runaway kite. With blinding speed, its tail repeatedly whips and strikes at the air mere inches from your skin, as though toying with its prey. Try to hit it. This isn't like your last fight. You're the larger, slower, and heavier one here, and the monster gracefully zips out of the way of every swing.
Blood.
I think this guy might like blood. Use the dead thing. If it wants blood, you'll give it blood. You grab the metal tray with the little bleeding thing in it and hold it like you're warding off a vampire, which you basically are.
Blood.
Its shrill voice reaches physically painful levels as it plunges its needle into the tiny corpse. The living blood pack sinks softly to the floor with a contented sigh.
Blood.
It abruptly slithers off and disappears before the various cabinets and desks. With the thing gone for the time being, you finally get a look at what you nearly died to see. An apple? Oh, is it the joke about how the apples keep the doctors away?
Yep.
I knew it. Oh great, an apple in a box. Why did they put caution tape all over it? You know what? You're gonna take it. You aren't even hungry. You're gonna steal their one stupid apple out of pure spite. Acquired. Danger apple. An apple a day keeps Dr. Phage away. It's true. It's true. Outside.
Aha! Looks like I'm already hard at work in the lab after all. Brilliant as usual, Doctor.
There's no way that actually worked. That's so funny. Help. Test X-ray on the rat. You don't want to boil your guts or anything, but you need to know what the surgeon dropped in your body. You feel a little guilty about it, but you test the machine on the creepy ear rat first, hoping that if it's safe for a rodent like you found in the monster's laboratory, it might be safe for you. The machine spits a printout onto the floor, and the rat shows no signs of sickness or pain. You put it back where you found it and step behind the machine yourself. Use the X-ray machine. You stand behind the giant cartoonish X-ray screen, which seems to scan things automatically. After a few seconds, another photograph pops out and slides across the room. See Tori, head of surgery. You find yourself once again contemplating whether this reality has lawyers. Again. Down, out, down, 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 down,
Better call Phoenix Wright, I mean Saul.
True. Well, Phoenix Wright is the person you call if you didn't commit a crime, and Saul Goodman is the person you call if you did.
Yeah. Although I guess in this case, in this case, I guess it's kind of like neither is really the one you need, since this isn't really anything related to crime. It's just a lawsuit.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, the doctors are the ones who are doing the crimes here.
Yeah.
They're gonna need defense lawyers. Oh my god. What the fuck? Did that skeleton just kill Fern on the spot?
Well,
here we
remember,
go.
respawn mechanic.
Alright. Oh. You can go ahead.
Okay, this is probably where the brain goes, right? Right? That's time's the charm.
Oh god. I do not want to be operated on, Tori. Dr. Tori Hun, please invest in a copy of Grey's Owner's Anatomy. Fuck. I am so mad that made me laugh. I am so mad. Fuck. That is the corniest fucking pun of all time. Hold on, let me take a break to catch my breath. Hold on a minute, I'm talking to someone else on Discord. Alright. William is working on a Warden Rap short, since I'm waiting for the copyright issues of Warden Rap to be fixed. Oh yeah. Warden Rap's been delayed like several times.
Anyway.
It's a Minecraft animation that someone I'm following is working on. Examine self and surroundings. You have no idea what happened this time. 1 minute you were looking at your x-ray, and the next you were here. The pain in your chest is suddenly gone. Nothing else seems amiss, though it looks like someone you know left you a note and a slightly familiar gift. Careful out there. Watch out for the oops, gotta go, no time to finish that sentence. I got a hot date I met just last night. Cute flickering x-ray gal. Anyway, keep safe. He had the time to write all of that and not watch out for the and not explain what the threat was. This guy, why would this guy do that? God damn it. Acquired. Get well, cupcake. Check outside. Oh wait, is that the bloodstain?
Yeah, that's from the bloodstain.
Oh yeah, I should have read that in a country accent. You know what? I'm going back and reading it in a country accent. Careful out there. Watch out for the oops. Gotta go, no time to finish this sentence. I just got a hot date I met just last night. Cute flickering x-ray gal. Anyway, keep safe. Check outside. Yeah, something happened to these doors.
Yeah, well, that's the
What
door
the heck
to where
is...
the nose was.
Okay, who's the figure behind the door?
That's Molly, remember, the nurse?
Oh, Molly. I'm gonna be honest, my first thought was Chica from Five Nights at Freddy's. I was like, she's come for the cupcake!
I know, that's just the nurse. She's still in there with the spleen.
Five Night Freddy. Amazingly, the nurse has not yet left the spleen's hospital room. It also looks as though... No problem. It also looks as though the hallway has been cleaned up a little by the explosion of bacteria, if you can consider that clean. It's clean for this place, you suppose. Where the poor little nose's room was, there's something resembling a huge wet scab. By the gods... Oh, no problem. Would you draw a map already? I like how this is phrased. The commenter phrased that like, you haven't done that already? You're a fucking loser. Just get on that already. It's amazing. Right. You had this fought a few times before, but you keep getting distracted. You could probably use something to keep your bearings or plot your next move with. It's also just something to do while you calm your nerves a little. You tear down the art and find some pencils in a drawer. You doodle idly while mulling over the situation. You need to find the maternity ward. If the kidney stone was right and you get the feeling that's the giant metal door with the embryo painted on it, there has to be a way to find out the combination for the lock. But the only staff that can even talk so far are the little spider-legged dorks and a demented surgeon, neither of which probably want to give it to you. Not that damn cupcake! That will haunt my nightmares! Thanks very much! No problem. No problem. Alright. Take a left down the hall. You carefully check out the west branch of the hallway. Hold my calls.
Hold my calls.
Oh shit, I forgot you were doing Phage.
Hold my calls, Zoe. I'm pulling a quad shift on that green thing's flies. Don't bother me for anything short of a CK class restructuring scenario.
Do I even want to know what that is?
It's an amoeba.
Oh. No. The CK class restructuring scenario.
Oh, I don't know what that is either, actually.
The huge amoeba doesn't respond, but the little guy scuttles out of sight. You hear a door open and shut right around the corner and a series of locks clicking. Maybe it's just better that we don't know. She should be fired. Watching porn and reading trashy romance novels on the job. Unacceptable. What?
Yeah, because look at what's on her computer screen.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that is awful. Why did you have to point that out to me? Talk to the secretary. The patients have all been fairly... That reminds me of that one SpongeBob gag where he started watching... like that stuff with the coral or whatever it was. Yeah, whatever the fuck.
However it's pronounced.
And then Gary walked in and he switched it to like football. The patients have all been fairly harmless.
Or that one gag at The Amazing World of Gumball, where Gumball walks in on Banana Joe watching a video of an orange being peeled.
The patients have all been fairly harmless and approachable so far, but Zoe is apparently a staff member, and you've been caught off guard several times now while snooping around. You feel like you need to assess the giant protoplasm's danger level before you do anything that might entail turning your back on it. With any luck, it could know something helpful. You boldly approach the desk and put on your most innocent act. Acting is not one of your noteworthy talents. You're not even sure what you should say. It doesn't seem to be reacting to your presence yet. It just keeps wobbling like a gelatin mold and quietly flips a page on its book. Engage conversation. Hi there. Zoe undulates, bubbles a little, and flips another page in its book. It at least doesn't set off an alarm or make a lunge for you or anything. Sorry, I'm new around here. Can I ask you a few questions? Zoe's pulsing red nucleus bobs once. Maybe that's a nod. It flips another page. My friend is having a baby, but I'm not sure where to find the maternity ward exactly. Eh? Zoe makes no sound, but points a rather petulant tentacle back the way you came, and flips another page. Oh right, silly me. Someone, locked the door, though? Seems to need some kind of password. Do you know who could help me with that? Zoe's nucleus bobs in an arc, like a rolling eye. It thrusts another, even more petulant tentacle at Dr. Phage's office door. It proceeds to release air from somewhere, sounding very much like an exasperated sigh. Oh, yeah, haha, real piece of work, that guy, right? Zoe rolls its nucleus again, then turns another page in its book. Forcefully and impatiently, you're not sure if it's showing agitation towards Phage or your ongoing questions. You can't really keep up this phony attitude much longer. Alright, look, do you have family? Zoe puts its book down and rotates a little. You can't actually tell if it's turning more towards you or not, but it silently nods its nucleus again. I have a son, and the doctors have him somewhere. They won't tell me where, or even why he's here, or even why we're here, so I'm trying to find him myself. And get out of here. Whatever that entails, will we have an understanding? Zoe nods again, rotates back around and returns to its book, gently turning the next page. Thank you. Only one more question, I promise. Are there any more people around? I mean, things like me? Zoe doesn't look up from her book again, but casually gestures towards the blank, dirty white door. I think I know who she's talking about. Is it Jay?
No, Jay will be introduced later.
Okay. Peer through hole. On the other side of the white unmarked door is a dark, neglected-looking wooden hallway. Ask the smiley... Oh, this is the sentient door. Okay. Ask the smiley door if it is safe, in their humblest of door opinions, to go through the white door. No one knows a door like another door, especially one with such a warning smile. What a weirdly detailed, oddly specific thought. Even for this place, isn't that a little far-fetched?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that.
Get out of my head!
You want a door opinion, or don't you?
Fine, Doors. I guess I'm talking to Doors now.
Trust me, this is just as ridiculous on my end.
I won't ask. I won't ask why. What do you want to tell me?
Well, you'll certainly find a few things of interest through Marvin there, though he's not particularly talkative. I've even seen a thing like you come in and out of him, though, to be frank, nobody around here opens up into anything as important as a magnificent food dream of 1 million nutrition!
What?
Oh, sorry, little hiccup there, something like that, yeah.
The spine infected him with the salesman disease. Okay, so I have to ask, do you know what's outside this hospital?
Haha, weird. Nothing's outside anything, champ. Is your liver broken or something?
Wait, liver?
Paige said that was your thinking part, isn't it?
Great, of course he did. So, you know anything about the password to that big rusty metal door down the exam hall?
Oh man, what a jerk. What a complete and utter jerk, that guy. Sorry, you won't get anything out of him. Paige is the only one who knows the code. You could try asking nicely, but he'll just have you transfusionated.
When he says jerk, is he talking about Phage, or is he talking about the big rusty metal door down the exam hall? I totally imagine he's talking about the door.
Yeah, I think he might be.
What exactly is transfusionating? I don't think he can be talking about Phage, because he mentions Phage separately in the same paragraph, so the wording would be really confusing if he was referring to Phage at the start. I think he's talking about the door.
I think I think you can voice the double doors because I haven't let you voice any new characters in a while.
No, please voice the double doors. My throat is extremely sore from the amount of stuff I had to say.
Okay.
I will take...
Wouldn't you like to know?
What did you say that you were the doors too again?
I didn't say. What are you? Ultimate Feast Matter sings a secret mealtime wish. Hang on about.
Huh?
What?
Hey, what was that just now?
1 million eat times infinity flesh taste. Food and ends forever and never ended.
Door?
Flesh meat food meal taste flesh part made from most real matters.
What? Door guy? The doors fall dead silent. You suddenly realize you've been speaking out loud, but only hearing the thing's voice in your head. Out the corner of your eye, you catch Zoe hastily returning to her book, as though having gawked at the entire exchange. At least it's kind of hard to feel like a weirdo around here. Enter White Door. The portholes on those talking, or were they, doors are too greasy to see through, and you're still not keen to find out what transfusionation entails. You're about evenly torn between your options, and they're all equally ominous. The possibility of finding another human being seems like a reasonable enough tiebreaker. You can faintly see a dull, dirty glow in the distance. The hall is icy cold and smells incredibly moldy. Intermission, where we're at. When I began Awful Hospital, seriously the worst ever, on the 1st of August, I was still of the mindset that it constituted Halloween season content. I wagered that 3 months might be enough time to burn through the story I had planned out, that it'd be a fun exercise to see how I feel about doing an ongoing series, and if it planned out well enough, maybe I'd think about starting up another one on the next Horror Day season. Estimated main story arc, current progress. 6 weeks later, this has already proven to be both the most popular and most enjoyable thing I've ever started, but it's also painfully clear that 3 months is nowhere near enough time to contain it all. Not even close. It could take at least until next Halloween to start wrapping up, and that's not even factoring in the numerous ideas I already have beyond its many possible endings. Bog Leech from the past. I don't think a year was enough to wrap things up.
Yeah.
This shit has been going on longer than One Piece.
It hasn't stopped going on that long.
No, it hasn't. I'm exaggerating for comedy. Yep. It's so funny imagining how he was like, yeah, I can get it done in 3 months. Actually, maybe a year is good. 9 years later.
Yep.
I genuinely wonder how long, if we go with Jonathan Crisis webcomic, how long it would take to write the entire, to do the entire thing.
7 decades.
I don't really care. I'd still do it, but, you know. Rest assured, there will be major reveals, surprise twists, very different environments, and a parade of even weirder characters along the way. You haven't even begun to explore terrible medical facility, not a very good one at all. So we're in this for the long haul, and that means for the first time since I started creating internet content, I can't take a break. I can't go back to slacking off most of the year until a big burst of productivity just for the Halloween season. Halloween is simply not ending this year. Oh god, I feel like Bog Leech has been trapped.
Eventually, updates did end up slowing down.
I'm not going to look at this. He apparently did all the favorite characters naked.
Yeah, look, it's fine. It's safe for work. You can look.
It is safe for work.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Oh, well, I mean, there's no private parts that are actually shown here.
Yeah, it's a joke. Fern has Barbie doll anatomy, and everyone else just doesn't have human anatomy at all.
That's so true. Yeah. It reminds me of that joke you made about the cotton candy lobster NSFW on my server.
Yeah, Bog Leech did this specifically as a joke and not as actual fan service.
That's such a troll moment. Alright. Thanks. Bog's pick is super hot in sex. I come centipedes of a godly force. A virgin no longer. Real sentences. The centipedes will be collected shortly. Don't worry, Falgraf. We'll get them implanted in some gray zone or spinal columns in no time. I cannot believe this is real. Thanks, Pitzers. They shall sprout into beautiful red. I am proudly mama. What the fuck am I reading? I like how the other guy just responded with swell. What is going on in these comments?
It's great. Anyway, next page.
Honestly, I think we should stop here because my voice is starting to get sore. I need to recover it for the next stream.
Okay.
It seems like a good intermission to stop it since this is the where we're at part.
Yeah, sure.
We've been going for 2 hours and 6 minutes. Hold on, I'm just gonna read my chat. Yeah.
I did not.
YouTube will not be happy with you saying the P word. The P word. Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be the first time YouTube overreacted to something I did.
Wait, what's the P word?
I don't know, I think porn? I think that you said it earlier in the stream. Or I said it when I was reading one of those comments. That's probably what happened. Anyway, yeah, this was fun. My throat is fucking dead. I need to recover it. I have like 2 hours before the next stream is set to start, by the way. So I better get those that water down my throat. I better hope I can recover it in 2 hours. But in any case, this was fun.
Goodbye.
Yeah, peace. Yeah, okay, yep, I was right. William was correct. Or sorry, William meant the word porn. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm gonna be heading off now. You're gonna see me later again today, though, with a different one. So, just stay tuned. I hope my